Today to welcome a new coach to UT Arlington. So very excited. UT Arlington's Division of Intercollegiate Athletics officially introducing the first ever women's flag football head coach, Melinda Nguyen. Let's give it up for her. Joining us alongside Coach Nguyen is our Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, John Fagg. So we're going to start today's festivities first with a pair of opening statements, and John will lead us off with that.
Yeah, thanks, Will. First, just incredibly excited to add such a booming sport. If you look out, into the world these days, everywhere you turn, you see flag football. I was watching national news the other morning, and 30 under 30 is the Mexican national team quarterback. She's written a book, and she's on national television. So really excited about that. Also want to say thanks to our staff and coaches for the process that led to Coach Nguyen's hiring. We had lots of staff and coaches involved in that, and just appreciate all of you lending your time and efforts to add this sport. As I said, flag football is growing incredibly quickly, and we're thrilled to be on the front end of that curve. Need to give some credit to our president, Dr. Jennifer Cowley. In all seriousness, it was really her idea. She and I had been talking for a year or so about what sport we might add, and quite frankly, I wanted to add something else at first, and no offense, Coach. But she started asking me about flag football, and the more she asked, the more it felt like it made sense, and we got it down to two. And again, just because I thought it was funny at the time, we kind of started saying, okay, let's think about flag football. And I said, okay, it sounds like that's the direction we're heading. And 3 hours later, another vice president called and said, hey, where's the information about flag football? And I said, what? And she said, yeah, we're adding flag football, right? And so we had added flag football. When Dr. Cowley decides she wants to do something, she moves very quickly, and I really appreciate that about her. I really want to encourage all of us here, thank all of you for being here, encourage all of you, encourage people who see this and start following flag football to come out and see what it looks like. Coach Nguyen is a great ambassador for the sport generally, it seems like. That's part of why we hired her. But really excited to see how that spectator sport aspect plays out as a complement to our spring sports. And really, that's what I wanted to let everyone know about flag football and about Coach Nguyen, and look forward to hearing from her as well.
And Coach Nguyen, now for your opening statement.
Thank you. I'm incredibly excited for this opportunity to launch flag football at UT Arlington. First off, I'd like to thank Athletic Director John Fagg and President Dr. Cowley for their trust and support as we begin this exciting journey. I remember as a child who played flag football, I had only dreamed of it being a college sport, and now that dream has become a reality. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. My 9-year-old self would be very proud. UTA is a place with vision, momentum, and innovation, and with their support, we can help shape the future of college flag football. As John mentioned, flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and its designation as an emerging sport is a milestone moment for the game at the collegiate level. UTA is uniquely positioned not just to be part of that growth, but to lead the nation in defining what college flag football can be and should be, especially as the first D1 program in the state of Texas. So we've already begun recruiting, so we're excited to build a roster that reflects both the national and international growth of the game, while also, of course, tapping into the deep talent pools in Texas already. It's a global sport with Olympic momentum, and we want UTA to be a destination for student athletes who have Olympic aspirations and who want to compete at that next level, whether it's Olympics or professional league, because that's coming out as well. UTA has a history of football that we deeply respect, and what we're building with flag is not a replacement of the past, but a continuation of that tradition into a new era. And most importantly, this program is about creating a platform for student athletes to succeed at the highest level, on the field, in the classrooms, and beyond. So ultimately, our goal is to build a championship level program and to set the standard for collegiate flag football that leaves a legacy for generations to come.
Well, John, Melinda, thank you so much. We're now going to open it up for questions from media members. So if you wouldn't mind raising your hand, we'll have a wireless microphone come and just then state your name and your affiliation so Coach can get to know you as well. So we'll open it up to questions now.
And all of you can ask too, yeah.
Jay Jacinto, UTA Radio Sports. This is for John. What were some of the characteristics about Coach Nguyen that really made her stand out among the other candidates?
Yeah, she really did stand out, first of all. It's really important to understand. We had some other people who were qualified and passionate and things like that, but one of the main things that stood out for Coach Nguyen is her ability to articulate a vision, her passion, hopefully we're going to talk about it here in a minute, of learning to love football actually at a really young age. She referenced her 9-year-old self. We talked about her 9-year-old self a few different times in the interview process. And so her passion from an early age, and then her desire to truly make a living at this. It's an emerging sport. It's a growing sport. There are a lot of people involved that are still doing it as a hobby. And she's not doing it as a hobby, and that was really impressive to me because it's hard being at the front of the curve.
Josh Feldman with the Maverick Sports Network in Learfield. This question for Coach Nguyen. You talked about already starting the recruiting process. What does the hotbed of recruiting in North Texas look like to position UTA to be one of the premier, if not the premier, institution for this sport?
Yeah, so like I said, Texas is full of talent. I mean, there's athleticism everywhere, but some of the strongest club teams also come from Texas, despite it not even being sanctioned at the high school level yet. But that growth is starting to happen in the DFW area, in the Austin area, Houston. High schools all over the state are popping up with flag football, and I'm excited to explore that a little bit more.
A follow-up question for John. As far as coming to UTA and as an athletic director being able to leave your mark, adding a sport, what does this opportunity mean for the department moving forward and where UTA is heading in intercollegiate athletics?
Yeah, you know, again, there were some other sport possibilities to add. Once Dr. Cowie and I really, broke it down and got down to the details, flag football has a chance to be a spectator sport for us. You know what I mean? There are some that are great sports but don't naturally draw as many fans. And, again, she may say it in something else, but I'm stealing her thunder a tiny bit. One of the things she described is flag football is football, all the highlights, none of this in-between stuff, right? None of the run up the middle for a yard and stand around for 40 seconds. You throw, you catch, you run, you score, and it's a really fast-paced game. Early on in the process, I remember watching some youth flag football on ESPN. And in fact, yes, you're nodding because we were both watching it at the same time. I just realized that. And I just, was like, wow, it's just so incredibly fast that it's really exciting opportunities for us.
Front right, yet again, Jay Jacinto, UTA Radio Sports. But for Coach Nguyen, in a year's time when your team finally makes their debut, what type of characteristics or traits what other traits would other people characterize your team as?
I would hope that our team will be characterized by who we are off the field. But of course that translates on the field, right? We want people with high character, people who work hard, strong work ethic, and ultimately a lot of team chemistry. And it comes from working together and getting to know each other and really trusting each other on and off the field. I think we do a lot of team bondings or team building events, especially early on before the school year even starts, to start building that camaraderie, that friendship, that trust, and just really getting to know each other on a deeper level. And then you'll see that translate on the field to that trust, that chemistry, and you'll see it's pretty seamlessly, hopefully.
This is for Coach Christian Evans with UTA Athletics. You both have mentioned this is an emerging sport, right? And with that come new programs. With new programs come a lot of head coaching opportunities. What about this opportunity stood out to you in the process?
I assume this question is for me.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, like I said, so UTA, when I first came on campus, the energy was here. From John to President Cowley to, I mean, just random people in the hallways would stop me and say, "Oh, are you the new flag football candidate? That's exciting. We're so excited." So the energy is really what stood out at first. But once we got into deeper conversations, I realized that my dream of flag football, right, when I imagined the ultimate flag football team, collegiate team could look like, really aligned with UTA. And that's why I'm here, is because I think that UTA is a place that those dreams can become a reality for not only me, but for little girls who dream of playing flag football years and years down the line.
Hi, Coach. I have a question. I think I know the rules, but maybe I don't. Is there kicking involved at all in flag football or punting?
A little bit. So it's 7-on-7. The field is usually 80 or 100, including end zones, so 100 by 40. The only time we kick is for punts. So there's no kickoff, there's no field goals, but if you're in a fourth and whatever situation, you can punt the ball. So a little bit of kicking.
Coach, I got a question. KT Turner, head men's basketball coach. Are you an offensive coach or a defensive coach? You like to score points and stop people. That's what I want to know.
That's a great question.
Coach's question.
Right now I'm a head coach, so both.
That's a great answer.
But I will say I have played quarterback my whole life, so I tend to be offensive-minded. But of course, being quarterback, you have to dissect the defense as well. So I can do both, but I always lean a little bit towards offense.
Good.
I don't think I need a mic. Do I go?
No, there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
so Coach, when do you expect your team to be built, to be completed? You're recruiting now. Do you have a goal for your team to be built, start practicing? What does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm hoping to finalize the roster by May, June. Like I said, we've been recruiting heavily. We've already had a lot of official visits on campus, and they love what they see. And then, of course, like I said, the process starts way before they even step on campus. We'll start with Zoom calls, group video calls, just to get to know each other, and then practicing fall 2026.
Any more questions?
I have one. Tell us a little bit about what drew you to football when you were young, because it was just fun, and what made you decide to start playing and you really carried it on.
Yeah, so the reason why I started flag football in the first place was I have an older brother, and he had a birthday party. So I was around 7, he was, I think, 10. And his friends came over, and I was, the only girl. They all went outside to play football, and I wanted to tag along. So I asked, "Hey, can I play?" And one of his friends turned around and said, "Do you even know how to throw a football?" I didn't. And so I went out, cried to my mom, begged her to play flag football, and I learned. And like I said, I've played quarterback since. So I like to be, I like a good challenge. And kind of what I love about continuing flag football was it really allowed me to find the confidence that I have today. In elementary school, I was bullied by another boy. And so I challenged him at recess to a throw-off, knowing that I had played quarterback for a few years now. And of course, I won and embarrassed him in front of all the other boys. And so he left me alone. But yeah, so it's just kind of built who I am, built my confidence, and I hope that it can build the confidence for other young females in the sport as well.
And
We call that a shark.
And you both have mentioned the growing nature of the sport, and so either of you can answer this, but I'm curious, and John, you mentioned a spectator sport opportunity. What do you both plan to do to help the students on campus get engaged with flag football?
I'll start.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So I already have a lot of plans. a lot of students have come up to me saying how excited they are, and like John said, it is a spectator sport, but also I want them to be involved with not only watching the sport, but being part of something new, right? It's really rare that a brand new sport is introduced to a campus, and they can be part of helping us build the traditions. What are the chants going to sound like? What are people going to say in the stands when we score a touchdown or when we get a first down? What kind of music will be played? And so I want them to be part of that. And that just means me getting on campus and getting to know the student body, meeting with organizations and camps, and really understanding how I can help them love the sport as well.
Yeah, and we've already started planning the first game, even though we don't have the date. We're talking about what is it going to look like? How can we get people out? I'm talking about thousands of people, not hundreds of people. It doesn't feel like it's an automatic competitor with baseball or softball because it's played in the spring. So I think we don't have to cannibalize our fans. But I'm looking at a mix, at least my initial vision is some mix of football and soccer. If you watch a Premier League soccer game or even a college soccer game, there are drums and chanting and vuvuzelas and all kinds of things happening around that don't happen in more established sports sometimes. And so I'm looking at a more festive atmosphere and including, I don't know if we're going to get away with this, but including having students and fans on the sidelines, not in the stands. Get them close to the field, close to the action, cause some problems for opposing teams. So.
One quick question, one quick comment too. So you have your staff already hired and fleshed out, and for John,
I can't wait to hear you answer that.
From a scheduling standpoint and conference alignment and stuff, who are we going to be playing?
Mhm.
Well, we talked about first game. It's like I'm not even sure how the conference is. It going to be a conference sort of alignment,
Sure.
or how that's going to work? So,
Okay.
good question.
So John and I are working together to build our staff. So we're in the process. I have some people in mind, but of course, I want to give fair opportunity to everyone. So we're really taking our time and choosing the correct staff to lead the program.
She's pushing me pretty hard to get staff. That's what I said. I can't wait to hear what she says. She said that really nicely. She doesn't say it as nicely to me. I'm kidding. I'm teasing. And in some ways, Coach may be able to answer it better than me. But the emerging sport status often means you don't play in traditional conferences, things like that. We're going to be playing Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, a little bit of everything as it grows. Emerging sports status generally means there's a chance to have a national championship, which looks like it's slated for spring 2028, not 27. And it generally is, not to be too technical, but it's called a collegiate championship. It's not a divisional championship. So you can have a Division III team playing a Division II team playing a Division I team all at the same time. And so it's a collegiate championship. So she's working on Texas schools, regional schools, things like that. And we'll build all that together.
Coach, two-part question. First, what is your message to recruits out there that are watching this and why they should come to UT Arlington to play flag football? And the second part of the question is, what's the best coverage, cover 2 or cover 3?
So my message to anybody who's interested in trying collegiate flag football, try it. It's a new sport, as in it's been around for a while, like I have, but the opportunities now are just endless, right? It's really rare to look one of my players in the eyes who has only been playing for 2-3 years and ask them, do you want to be an Olympian? Right? That's a real, genuine question. There are people who are currently on the U.S. national team who have only been playing for 2-3 years. And then there's also the other end of the spectrum, people who have been playing for their whole lives. But the entryway to get into flag football is relatively low. It's easy, it's fun, it's exciting, and be bold, be courageous, try something new, and again, hopefully you fall in love with it just like many others have. It's a really fun sport to get into. To me, I think flag football is the ultimate equalizer. Typical football, you need tall, strong, big, burly guys. Here, you can have someone really short and small, but really shifty and also being successful at the sport. So we accept all body types, all shapes. all different skill levels. You don't have to be amazing at catching, because if you're a great flag puller, right, that brings a different skill. And so try it. I mean, it's a great sport to try. UT Arlington specifically, like I said, we're looking to build a championship program. So really, everything is between the ears. Everything starts there. So if you have the mentality to be a winner, to compete, someone who's eager to learn, then let's learn, and let's learn together. The sport is constantly growing. I've been part of the sport for a very long time, and I'm still learning new techniques, new styles, new concepts, new positions. And so it's a constantly growing and developing sport. It's one to really, it's a really fun sport to be a part of. Second question, there's some debate out between cover 2, cover 3. I would argue cover 3 is my go-to, but I have learned that there are nuances to cover 2 that I really enjoy.
Ira votes for cover 2 generally. They argue in the hallway pretty
We do,
often.
yes.
So,
Any other questions?
Kale.
Yeah, Kale Ivey with the Shorthorn. I just want to know, obviously we've talked about it being an emerging sport. I just want to know kind of what opportunities can be come out of this for women athletes at a mid-major program like UTA.
Oh, the possibilities are endless, right? So like I said, there's so many new opportunities. We're always looking for more female leaders, coaches, assistant coaches, graduate assistants. On the player side, like I said, the professional leagues are coming out. I don't know exactly when, but I know a few organizations that have mentioned it, who want to pilot it, who want to launch it. And then the Olympics in LA 2028 is a huge opportunity. Like I said, you don't have to play flag for your whole life to really be successful at it yet. And so, I mean, I think the possibilities are endless for women in sports.
One of the things that interested me as I tried to research it is flag football pulls from skills in soccer, basketball, volleyball, kind of a combination, run, jump, hand-eye coordination. And so that's part of the reason why I think it's growing is young women who are already athletes, they're also branching out and trying flag football as well. And so that just lends to a talent pool to be increased.
Well, John, Melinda, appreciate you both taking the time to be here. Thank you to everybody for stopping by and allowing us to introduce the first ever women's flag football head coach. Let's give it up one more time for Melinda Nguyen.
If I say Mav up, what do you say? There we go. Good job. Thought y'all would respond appropriately.